All right, Pepsi, we're going to take a look at you against AJ Pollock from a couple years ago when he was with the Diamondbacks. We have him flipped around left-handed so that he can look like you. The reason I chose Pollock here is because of your front knee and his front knee and his front leg. So you can see your front knee has some overlap all the way back, kind of covering up the back knee. His front knee is very similar. His knee's up higher, but it's back just about as far as his back knee. So not a lot of guys do this, but it's definitely a thing that you can do as long as we do it right. So what we're going to look at first is the angle of the back leg, the back upper leg here, okay? So when we come back and we take our weight back and we bring our front side back, and not everybody brings their front side back with like a step back or a leg lift, but for those that do, we want to be careful that our back hip doesn't get stacked straight above our back knee and straight above our back foot, okay? Just kind of, it doesn't allow us to create a load in the glute and in the back hip. And when you do it like Pollock's doing it here, he's able to create some nice momentum forward while he still has some of that loading coming back, right? Which allows us to really store up some energy, okay? And then, so here, we'll take a look at Pollock and how he does that. So you can see as the knee is still coming back and the foot's still coming back, you can see how the back hip's still working forward, right? And then when you're coming back here, you can see we really don't have any overlap. It's like front legs all the way back, and then everything starts to go out together a little bit. So even as you're striding out here, right, we still have a pretty vertical back leg, and we want to have some angle to that back leg as we go out, okay? Let's take a look at some stuff that I really like, and that's the coil of the upper body and the coil of the hips. We just don't have a lot of, real load and force going down with the hips, but we do have them coiled and counter-rotated. So this all looks really good. We're getting the bat just a little bit flat. I'd love to see it up here a little bit more, okay? And then we'll bring it through a little further here as we're going to get our front foot down. Again, some really good stuff happening. So now we are on a really nice angle, right, with the barrel, and you can see it. It's pretty much identical here over to AJ. The hands, because we're a little flat here and the bat's wrapped up a little too much, as you're getting your foot down, the hands are starting to do some work here, maybe a little bit too early, although I do like this front leg a lot. So you've got the front knee and the front foot turned in, right, which is going to allow you to really keep the hips closed and counter-rotated right up until you're about to get your front foot down. So if we can create a little better load on the back side and get a little more energy stored up in the back hip, you're going to be able to keep that energy stored up until it's time to launch. So we're really set up pretty good here, okay? And then we'll take a look again here as we're starting to swing. You can see the hands are working down a little bit. Kind of too much here. Something I like. I do like this angle right here between your forearm and the bat, right? So that's really good. So there's no casting happening right here. Okay, and you can see the same thing on Pollock as he goes to turn here. All right, we'll just stop it right here. You can see that really nice angle right there. Okay, very similar to yours, but he's keeping his hands up and connected around the shoulder as he's going into his turn, right? So that's going to allow his hips and his shoulders to do a little bit more work first, and then that's going to allow his hands and his bat to kind of fire after. Okay, and then we'll kind of go through our swing here. I like where the back knee is. Okay, we'll take a look at Pollock as he's getting through here. Same kind of thing. Got the knee right down under the hip. Right, that's a very good position. Okay, we get out to contact here and contact here. Okay, something I want you to clean up here. Front leg angle, right? So we can see that angle back on Pollock with his front leg. You can see how yours is a little bit straight up and down. We're going to get a little better block with the front leg, and we'll get a little better transfer of energy if we can get the front leg angled back a little bit more, okay? Then we'll look at your extension here, which is really nice. And something else I really like is that when you go to release the barrel, it doesn't over-release. So what I mean by that, okay, so here's like a 90-degree angle basically between the forearm and the bat. Okay, so the bat's not released. So this right here is release, right, when the bat goes straight out with the form, right? We're released now, and then you hang on to that, and the bat now isn't just flipping around your hands, which would lead to, ground balls and pop-ups and that kind of stuff, right? So the finish is really strong. Okay, we get our back foot back down. The legs look good right here, right? So we'd just like to see you work on that load and work on the angles with the legs a little bit more. And let's try to keep the hands up and connected to the shoulders so that the legs can do some work underneath the body before the hands do work. Right now we've got the hips and the shoulders kind of following the hands and the arms a little bit. So definitely got more in the tank there, but everything's looking really good. Keep up the hard work, Pepsi. I like it.